I used to take selfies before selfies became selfies. Hi. So today I'm going to talk about my photography story. It's going to be brief. But before I get started, my name is ISOWA for ISOWA Gallery, and I mostly upload photography, travel, lifestyle videos. So if you want to see more videos, please subscribe to my channel. So let's get on with it. Thanks. When did I actually when did I become aware about photography and cameras and photos and all? I think it was when I saw pictures of my dad's, my mom's, like in the 70s. I saw their photos. And my mom used to take a lot of photos. She used to take a lot of photos of me when I was a baby. So she had a camera and everything. I think that's where I got that from. And I remember my 10th birthday, we went to the studio and I was like posing and I was like, wow, this is like a whole studio. I was getting like interested in taking photos and cameras and all photography. I love like memories being created from just being able to take photos with friends, family, and all that. So I do have a lot of college photos, high school photos, and all. I came into the US with a film camera, like a normal film camera, and I did show that camera in another video, like my cameras. So I'll put the link somewhere on the screen for you to check that video of my cameras. I'm excited to go for this photography class just to get the basics, manual 101 photography. I'm going to do a video. If I haven't done the video yet, I'll do a video about manual 101 photography. If I have, it's linked somewhere as well in this video. And that's when I realized, wow, depth of field, aperture, shutter speed, ISO, like all these different lingos in photography. And I was like, oh wow, so that's how that happens. That's how we get like a blurry background and this is sharp and like f-stop, like all that. And I was really fascinated about it. And then I decided to get a digital DSLR. And after that, I started like practicing a lot, practicing. I would go out, take photos. I'll take photos of myself. I used to take selfies before selfies became selfies. Like I would use my digital cameras and I'll reverse it and take the photo, look at myself. Like I used to do all that. I used to like take so many pictures. I have like over 10,000 photos, like not just prints, like I take a lot of photos. So between that camera, my digital camera, then phones started having cameras, I was just a whole photo lady, like taking photos and videos. And then that's when I got my digital SLR, I realized that I love art, I love travel, I love music, I love, like, I'm very artsy, creative, I love that creativity and that part of my life. And then when I started taking photos initially, you know, when you say, oh, I'm a photographer, people will say, oh, do you want to take photos of me or my family? I was like, yeah, I could do that. So I started taking a few portrait photos, like of friends, family, or people that were referred to me. I took portrait photos here and there. I created like my studios. I would take like all my lights and everything to people's homes because I didn't have a studio then. But I used to love natural lighting. That's another thing, lighting. So I'll take those photos, and then it became, oh, can you help me take photos of the baby shower or bridal shower? Oh, I have a phone call. I was talking about how, yeah, people would ask me, oh, take photos of my baby shower, bridal shower, and I loved it. I just loved taking photos of events, like seeing how, or if someone does like a surprise party, I'm the one who takes like the surprise. I do the video, I send people pictures, videos. Even till today, I do all that. And that's when I started thinking about, oh, maybe I should actually start a photography business. By then, I'd already gotten my DSLR and all. And in that space, I was thinking, okay, I could do portraits, I could do event photography like baby showers, bridal showers. I didn't want to do weddings because it was too stressful. I felt it was going to be too stressful for me, for my health. And then So I was kind of like getting into that mode where I was like, okay, maybe I can do these services, and then on the side I can travel, because I love to travel. I can travel and take photos of like my travel, my travels really, landscape photography and all. By the time I started traveling and taking photos, I remember even printing like some photos like years back, and I saw like the print and I was like, this has always been like my passion really, apart from like portraits and like photography for people and all, and events. Because even when I take event photography, you know, like the decor that I have at the particular locations where the events are being held, how I will like take photos of like the decor, like the flowers, the like the decoration. Like I would like focus on that. I'll focus on, I mean, obviously the photos for the people and all, they were good too. I would get all like times when people are dancing, cutting their cake, blah blah blah. But I was also interested in like the details. That's when I realized, oh, this, I love more still life stuff. I love more like landscape. I love travel photography. I love taking photos of the sunset. I love, that's when it got to me that I love like taking photos of like God's creation. I love taking photos of flowers, just things that just are still. Then that's when I realized, oh, food. I love food photography too. And as years went by, even in that process of taking the photography and everything, when I started the business, I called it ISOWA Gallery. So that's one thing that that keeps resonating in my heart. Like I call it ISOWA Gallery because I felt that with the love and passion I have for like the landscape, the travels, the still life photography, product photography, food photography, all that, I felt like I was going to at some point showcase my photos in a gallery. People will come to this art gallery and it will be ISOWA Gallery, because I call it ISOWA Gallery, so I could take a photo of a picture and sign it as ISOWA Gallery. Then we know that this particular photo or image is from ISOWA, and they buy the photos from the gallery. That was like my dream. And then sometimes when I would go to different office buildings, because obviously years I was also working and all, that's my other 9 to 5, I would see photos like in the reception hall or at the lobby, and I was like, I can do this. I can take this. I can do this. I can do this. I kept telling I can do this. So that's when I started also loving interior, because being creative, I also love interior decor. I love like taking photos of interior. I would look at a lot of like magazines like Elle Decor, Architectural Digest, and I'll be like, I love this. I just want to take photos of interior. I want to take photos of homes, buildings. I want my photos to be in this magazines. I was like, this is what I want to do. This is my passion. I'm almost crying. And so with everything from working 9 to 5, getting married, having kids, getting ISOWA Gallery together, and then my health, there were so many distractions. Not bad distractions or anything, but it was more like there was no way I could make ISOWA Gallery a full-time thing. So what did I do? I said, okay, I'm still going to do this business. I'll just take my time. I'll just do what I can. So I started focusing more on, what do you want to do? This is ISOWA Gallery. This is what you really want to do. So focus on it. And I started learning in the process as well how to edit these photos. So I use Adobe Lightroom, use Photoshop, how to edit the photos. I edited photos, took all my photos in RAW, not JPEG. And after editing the photos, I started printing out these photos, and I was like, this is beautiful. We moved to a new place. Almost all the photos on the wall, the photography at ISOWA Gallery, apart from like photos that were taken of us as a family, and maybe some art that we got from like Nigeria. And I decided, okay, another thing that I could do to make money was to sell my images online. I created my website. I use Wix.com to create a website. And then I still put information to let people know what my services are. So I could still do interior decor, real estate, food photography for restaurants. I could still do, I can, not could, I can still do all those things. But at the same time, if you want to buy my photos, you can get them online. These are the types of prints you can be able to buy online, and you can do the prints or you can do digital uploads. So I created all that, I put all that together. I'll probably show you what my website looks like. And now it's not an issue or a problem or anything. It's more about, I haven't put myself out there. I've kind of gotten myself together. I have set up the website. I know what to do. I know where to go. I know what I'm doing. But it's the marketing part of it. So this is one of the reasons why I started the YouTube channel. How can I be able to use this platform to show what I'm passionate about? That's why I decided this channel, to start this channel, ISOWA Gallery. So when people ask me, what kind of photography do you do? I'm like, I'm a food photographer, because I can do everything. I don't know if that's a bad thing or that's a good thing. I have no idea. Let me know what you think in the comments below, because I just love taking photos. I still go for I still do a bunch of classes online, because it's all been self-taught, like just practicing and practicing and practicing. And then I joined the PPA, so I'm a PPA member, and I went to the Imaging USA conference, I think 2 years ago, and I really loved it. I'm hopeful to go next year, January, because it's in Texas and it's warm, so that's great. So I've just loved the side of me as a photographer. I mean, I'm a business analyst. I have my undergraduate in accounting. I have my MBA in finance. I call myself a photographer. I'm a YouTuber. I have a blog. I'm still learning. I'm just ever learning, love it. I'm just passionate about this side of my life. Apart from my husband, my children, God, my family, my friends and all, and my health, I'm just passionate about. I'm here. Thank you so much. I hope this is not too soppy, but this is just me just being me. Thank you so much for listening to me. Hopefully this video is not too long. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm still trying to get used to saying that. You should always remember that your cup runneth over. That's it. Thank you. Bye.